Hello, knowledge seekers. In this episode of 20-Minute Books, we unpack the seminal work, The Structure of Scientific Revolutions, by Thomas Kuhn, a physicist, philosopher, and historian who left an indelible mark on how we perceive the progression of scientific thought. Published in 1962, this influential book challenges the traditional linear perception of scientific progress, introducing the concept of paradigm shifts, revolutionary changes that punctuate the conventional continuity of scientific growth. Kuhn's exploration into the cyclic nature of scientific revolutions has not just provoked thought, but also spearheaded discussions and debates across diverse academic disciplines. While the book has earned its place as a cornerstone text in the philosophy of science, its profound insights are valued by scholars and enthusiasts in the realms of science, history, and beyond. This is the book that sparked conversations in reading circles, as prominent as Mark Zuckerberg's Year of Books, and is recommended to students maneuvering through the complexities of scientific studies, philosophy, skeptics intrigued by the dynamics of scientific evolution, and historians mapping the intellectual landscape of human thought. Whether you're a seasoned academic or a curious mind yearning to understand the underpinnings of scientific discovery, the structure of scientific revolutions awaits to equip you with a revolutionary lens through which you can view the ever-unfolding tapestry of scientific endeavor. Join us as we delve into the core of Kuhn's pivotal work that continues to inspire and challenge the intellects of readers around the world. The Structure of Scientific Revolutions, a groundbreaking study in how science progresses. Introduction. Unlock the true nature of scientific advancement. Ever wondered how our understanding of the cosmos went from a geocentric universe to the astrophysical wonders we explore today? It turns out, the progress of science is not the slow and steady walk we often imagine. Picture instead a wild dance of ideas, some harmonious, others utterly disruptive. This is the realm of revolutions, where each leap forward doesn't just climb on the shoulders of the past, but often kicks the ladder away entirely. If you're ready for a journey through the turbulent, transformative tornado that is scientific progress, then let's dive into the world of scientific revolutions and see what secrets they can unlock about the dramatic shifts in human knowledge. The stage is set for a drama like no other, featuring a cast of theories and the scientists that craft them. You see, science doesn't simply evolve by a sequence of neat consecutive steps. It often means overthrowing the old order of understanding and establishing an entirely new paradigm. These paradigms are not just improvements on previous ideas. They redefine the questions and methods of science itself. But before the curtain rises on a new scientific paradigm, there's a period of extraordinary inquiry where the old rules don't seem to apply, and the questions pile up, unruly and demanding. It's from this chaotic, question-filled realm that a new vision of science bursts forth. Science is a bit like an intricate tapestry, weaving together countless threads of observation and hypothesis. But what happens when someone introduces a thread that doesn't quite fit the established pattern? Tension arises, and the scientific community finds itself at a crossroads. Two conflicting paradigms cannot coexist peacefully in the same framework. They demand a choice be made. And out of this battle of ideas, one will emerge victorious, reshaping the tapestry of scientific understanding and leaving the other to be untangled and perhaps forgotten. Picture scientists as diligent custodians, not only exploring the unknown, but also meticulously tidying up the known. Much of their time isn't spent on crafting grand new theories, but on what can be seen as the science equivalent of mopping up. They're tuning the details, making sure everything fits neatly within the accepted paradigm, and ironing out any minor discrepancies that arise. It's this process that keeps science moving along between the monumental shifts of paradigmatic revolution, careful, precise, and often overlooked. So, as you ponder how the grand narrative of scientific discovery unfolds, Remember that it's not just about the eureka moments, but also the quiet dedication of those ensuring every piece of the puzzle is precisely where it should be. That is, until the next paradigm shifting revolution sweeps through and the whole process begins anew. Part 1. Exploring the role of paradigms in the landscape of science. Picture a world where the mysteries of the universe are bound together by a shared map of knowledge. This map isn't just made up of random ideas, but is a carefully crafted landscape defined by paradigms, those collective rivers of thought that channel the flow of scientific investigation. These paradigms are more than just shared theories. They are the pillars upon which all exploration stands. They guide experiments, shape hypotheses, and provide a predictability that allows scientists to anticipate the outcome of their work. Within the walls of these paradigms, such as Newton's laws, scientists navigate with confidence, equipped with the tools of collective wisdom and the comfort of established truth. The bedrock of these paradigmatic principles is critical, for without them, scientists might find themselves adrift in a sea of endless questioning. Accepting certain foundational theories akin to Newtonian physics grants researchers the freedom to focus on refining and expanding what's known, rather than reinventing the scientific wheel with every experiment. Yet even the most solid frameworks harbor shadowy corners and unexplored recesses, places where the paradigm falls short and reality resists explanation. It's in these spaces where scientists become more than investigators. They transform into diligent janitors, tidying up the untamed edges of knowledge, aligning theory more closely with the observable world. This mopping up is not a search for revolutionary breakthroughs. These scientists understand their paradigm so thoroughly that they can nearly predict the echoes it will cast into the realm of their experiments. They do not expect nor seek an outcome that lies beyond the realms already mapped by the theoretical world they inhabit. However, every once in a while, as we'll soon find out, the unexpected occurs. Like adventurers who stumble upon a hidden treasure while following an old map, scientists can encounter surprising anomalies that challenge the very paradigm they uphold. And it's these anomalies that can trigger the tremors of revolutionary change, setting the stage for a seismic shift in the scientific domain. Part 2. The Paradigm's Challenge. Grappling with the Unexpected. Think of the scientific world as a well-oiled machine, smoothly running on the fuel of established paradigms. Usually, everything ticks along predictably. However, sometimes a cog in the machine doesn't fit. It sticks out, spins the wrong way, or simply doesn't adhere to the blueprint of current understanding. These are the anomalies, the unexpected and unexplained results that can catch a scientist by surprise. As researchers dive deep into their niche areas, they refine their tools and methods with such precision that they become highly sensitive to the faintest whisper of discrepancy. Striving to close the small gaps left by giants like Newton or Einstein, they inadvertently stumble upon the oddities that defy the current paradigm's playbook. In the quantum realm, a land where particles play hide and seek with reality itself, scientists develop increasingly complex instruments in an effort to map the unmapped. These instruments act like high-resolution cameras, capturing images that sometimes reveal entities that shouldn't exist, according to the conventional script. These anomalies can be so stark that they ignite a spark of curiosity that cannot be extinguished by routine explanation. The awakening often follows a pattern. An anomaly appears, a fringe group of scientists gathers around it, hypothesizing and testing, unwilling to let it fade into the footnotes of science. Though some in the scientific community may initially dismiss these findings or even react defensively, loyalty to the old paradigm can only shield reality for so long. Take the story of X-rays, discovered through an experiment that went unexpectedly awry, casting a shadow that shouldn't have been. The anomaly captured a physicist's attention, leading to further experiments and the reveal of a groundbreaking discovery. Despite initial resistance from some quarters of the scientific community, the evidence was undeniable. The paradigm had to shift to accommodate this new, invisible light piercing through the fabric of established knowledge. Each anomaly is like a crack in the paradigm's armor, and while some cracks can be patched up, others grow until they shatter the status quo. Such is the process of scientific upheaval. It begins with the unexpected, grows with curiosity, and finally reaches a tipping point where the old paradigm must yield to a new understanding of reality. Part 3. From Uncertainty to Upheaval, the Anatomy of a Scientific Crisis. Consider the tranquility of a scientific community where everyone agrees on the basic principles that explain our world. This is what we call normal science, a period of consensus and continuity. Much like piecing together a known image from a box of jigsaw puzzles, researchers work methodically, each contributing to the completion of a grand design. But then it happens, an anomaly, a piece that refuses to fit, defying the established contours of the puzzle. At first, it's a whisper of dissent, easily ignored by the majority. But as this discordant note lingers, a curious few may start to question the very picture they are trying to complete. A daring group begins to congregate around this question mark in the tapestry of knowledge, and the beat of normal science is disrupted. Although the prevailing paradigm has been the North Star for many, these intrepid scientists allow themselves to entertain the notion of a new celestial guide. Imagine Galileo, with his telescope pointed to the heavens, and his vision of moons circling Jupiter clashing with the geocentrism ingrained in the minds of his contemporaries. At first, the community clings to the Earth-centered model, but as the evidence mounts, a few courageous souls begin to tilt their gaze towards new possibilities. The murmurs of alternative explanations, like Copernicus's heliocentrism, begin to rise above the hush of the status quo. When anomalies become too pressing to ignore, they erode the foundation of confidence in the established paradigm, tilting the scales towards crisis. It's a time of tremendous uncertainty and doubt, when the once clear image becomes a blur of possibilities. The breaking point has arrived, and what follows is a period teetering on the brink of revolution. The scientific community stands on the cusp of transformation, ready to shift its gaze from the crumbling paradigm to the emergent one that promises to make the puzzle whole again, this time with all the pieces in their rightful place. In our next exploration, we'll witness the birth of a scientific revolution and how, from the ashes of crisis, a new order arises. Part 4. Paradigm Shifts. Scientific Evolution as a Revolutionary Overhaul. Imagine witnessing the unfolding of human knowledge as an ever-growing library, each book representing years of accumulated wisdom. It's comforting to think that each new discovery is a volume added to the endless shelves, building upon the past, never erasing it. Yet the history of science tells a more dramatic tale, where the arrival of new knowledge can mean the end of old understandings. Just as a political revolution uproots an existing government, so too does a paradigm shift overturn the foundations of established scientific thought. The moment a new paradigm emerges, it signals more than just a change. It beckons a revolution. It challenges the belief in science as a steady, cumulative progression, instead revealing a process of radical transformation. This scientific revolution begins with a realization. The old paradigm no longer fits the expanding landscape of reality. Just as political revolutionaries see their existing systems failing to serve the populace, scientists observe their theoretical structures creaking under the weight of anomalies they can no longer support. Consider the shift from a geocentric to a heliocentric universe. Like political insurgents, these ideas challenge the status quo head-on, not seeking to modify, but to replace. There's no room for peaceful coexistence or gentle transition when paradigms collide. Each one builds its case within its own framework, whose very logic excludes the possibility of the other. In the end, scientific resolution mirrors that of political upheaval. One paradigm claims victory, redefining reality in its own image, while the other recedes into the shadows of history, a relic of a bygone era. The once dominant geocentrism wanes as Copernicus's heliocentrism triumphs, erasing any chance of dual existence. Thus, science propels itself forward not by accumulation, but by revolution, a succession of overthrows where the new reigns and the old must bow out, leaving behind a legacy perhaps, but no longer a living truth. As with any revolution, the victor rewrites the rules and claims the throne, until the next challenger arises to herald yet another scientific dawn. Part 5. Revolutionized Science, Seeing the World Anew. Imagine standing atop a mountain, the landscape below bathed in the rosy light of dawn. Suddenly the sunlight shifts, and valleys previously hidden in shadow are now aglow with clarity. This is what it's like in the aftermath of a scientific revolution. The familiar world, viewed through the lens of a new paradigm, is transformed. It's a curious phenomenon. The instruments of discovery, the telescopes, microscopes, and other tools haven't changed. Yet, what scientists see through these lenses is radically different. They're not just interpreting old observations in a new way. They're making entirely new observations, discerning wonders that were invisible within the old paradigm's confines. Take the historical moment when the planet Uranus was revealed to the world. Once only an anomalous star, it unveiled itself, as if by magic, as a new planet entirely, simply because the paradigm had shifted. The invention of the telescope years before had provided the means, but only the alterations in the collective vision of astronomers could reveal this cosmic secret hidden in plain sight. With this revelation, the skies became a treasure trove of previously unnoticed celestial phenomena. Countless meteors were soon added to the astronomical catalogues, not because the astronomers were interpreting their data differently, but because their eyes were now attuned to a reality where such discoveries were possible. In this revolutionized vision of science, it's crucial to understand that perception is not purely subjective. A true scientific paradigm does not offer alternative interpretations, but rather exposes a different aspect of reality. Just like our observers on the mountaintop, the astronomers were not debating whether Uranus was a star or a planet. They were now united in seeing something that had always been there, but was unseen through the old paradigm's gaze. This is the extraordinary power of a scientific revolution. It's not a matter of debate over interpretation, but a collective awakening to a new world of possibilities. Where once there was a star, now there's a planet. Where once the cosmos was of a finite size, now it's known to be ever-expanding. Each paradigm shift bringing into focus a universe that's richer and more marvelous than we could have ever imagined. Final summary. Delve into the transformative journey of science, and you'll find not a linear path, but a series of profound revolutions. These groundbreaking shifts in understanding don't simply refine the theories of the past, they redefine them. New, unexpected discoveries challenge the fabric of established paradigms and compel us to forge new models that better explain the mysteries of our world. Moving beyond the incremental view of scientific progress, we are called to recognize the role of anomalies, those jarring pieces that don't fit into our existing frameworks. From these anomalies, new paradigms arise, sweeping away the outdated and setting a new course for discovery. In this dramatic process, it's not just ideas that are left behind, but entire paradigms as they become relics of scientific history, honored for their contributions, but surpassed by evolutions in thought. It's in this spirit that we appreciate the rhythms of scientific change, not as a steady march, but as a dance of revolution, where each move propels us into a future rich with the promise of fresh insight and deeper understanding. Thank you for joining me today on this journey of learning and discovery as we explored the insights of another thought-provoking book in our growing library of knowledge. If you've enjoyed our time together, please take a moment to follow our podcast, give us a 5-star rating, and share 20-minute books with other knowledge seekers. Your support truly means a lot. Don't forget to join me again in the next episode, where we will delve into another enriching book. Until then, happy reading and happy listening.